The longest I've ever went without being in a relationship, and I'm being honest and transparent right now, is probably like 3 months, and that's like a lot. Hey Bunny, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you're not subscribed yet, here's a reason as to why you should hit that subscribe button. Every single Thursdays, I sit down, I talk, share, and give advice on anything and everything adulting. So, you need to hit that subscribe button because you don't want to miss it, because it's always fun and exciting. So, today is going to be our second episode of Adulting with Hanni, and last time in our first episode I said today's episode was going to be about how do you get ready to start dating, or things that you need to do before you to start getting into a relationship, right? But something just recently happened, and I just wanted to actually just speak about this thing first before I actually got into that video. So today's video is going to be about healing, healing and forgiving yourself, and actually before you actually get into a relationship. So this video is definitely not planned. There are no notes that I'm going to be reading from. It's just me speaking my mind and being open with y'all, and just I'm talking about the healing process that I just now realized that I have actually never before taken time to heal from a relationship before getting into another relationship. So I mean, there have been incidents where like I thought I've healed from this situation, but I just never healed, and I just assumed that I healed, and then I moved on to the next relationship. So the other day I was just sitting, and things were happening, life, adulting life, and I was just going through my head, and I was just like, why is it that I was always in a relationship? Like I remember like from the age of, okay, from my first year in university, the longest I've ever went without being in a relationship, and I'm being honest and transparent right now, is probably like 3 months, and that's like a lot, you know. So I would always end up in another relationship after just getting out of one bad relationship. And the thing that we don't realize at the most is that we do need time to heal. So I mean, somebody else can heal in like a month, a few weeks, the next day. Everyone's healing process is different, and I feel like I always rushed my healing process, and I just moved along and acted like everything was fine, even though things were not fine. And I just never sat down to actually take the time to and just reflect on the situation, and just understand why things happen the way they happen, and move on from the situation better. And when I do get into a relationship, not end up when I do get into another relationship, I don't end up hating the next person just because I didn't heal from my previous relationship. So what I ended up realizing is that a lot of times during that time, or during those times, I would move on so quick because I'm looking for somebody to I'm not looking for the word last, but I'm looking for somebody to actually give me, like, to be giving me attention. Yes, I'm looking for attention, and I'm looking for a distraction. And most of the time, moving on to the next guy, like, I don't care about that guy, he's out of my life now, so yeah, we're moving on to the next thing, right? And you'd always move on to this other relationship thinking that it's gonna be better, but you don't sit down and actually realize, but what went wrong in that relationship? What are the things that I did that I should have probably not done in the first place to avoid the hurt or the pain that I went through? What are some of the signs that you don't sit back and reflect to the previous relationship? Basically, that's what I'm trying to say. So when you do not take the time to heal, you never actually reflect and actually understand what it is that you could have done differently to avoid what would have happened. Sometimes there's, honestly speaking, nothing that you could have done differently, but then even in situations where there was nothing that you could have done differently, taking the time to heal would have also allowed you to just do not expect so much happiness of your life coming from that person actually. And what I also ended up realizing is that as much as you think moving on to the next thing or the better thing, sometimes moving on to the next thing might not even be the right thing at that time. So I recently also realized that when you just move on without healing, without taking the time to heal and actually reflect, you end up hurting other people in the process. So not only are you hurting yourself, but you are hurting the person that you end up getting into this relationship with. And that's one thing that actually hates me the most, or the one thing that I just look back on and I'm like, ah man, I hate this person, and I truly hate them. Or like it could be that it's not even just one person that I hate, like I don't know, but I just look at this thing and I'm like, if only I should have taken time to heal and just didn't move on like I normally do. I would have avoided the situation, and I would have approached some situations better than I actually did with some of the situations and some of the relationships that I got into. So just from my experience and my point of view, please take time to heal before you actually decide to get into another relationship. So today's video's message is take time to heal, take time to reflect. Don't move into relationships too quick just because you are looking for attention. That's the word I'm gonna use for lack of a better word. But yeah, don't move into relationships after you just got out of one relationship, because it's just a distraction and you are distracting your mind so much you don't actually get the time to sit back and reflect and see what you could have done better, what you can do better in the next relationship. And without that reflecting and without that healing, you end up putting so much pressure, and you end up treating the person that you're in this relationship with the expectation of, oh, what if this person also cheats on me like the other person did, or you go to the point where like for instance you end up doing something, like for instance I'm like, oh, if this person is doing this, it means this, you are taking along things that happened in the other relationship or hate that you got from the other relationship, and now you are inserting this into the new relationship because you didn't heal from this thing and you didn't take the time to reflect and actually see the things, like the signs, the red flags and everything that you could have seen then, and now you are bringing all of this into this relationship, and you're actually carrying along baggage from your past into what is supposed to be a new beginning, new me, new, so please take time to heal, take time to reflect before moving into the relationship, a new relationship. So with that being said, I think we are ready for next week's episode of how do I get ready to start dating again, or to start dating. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a huge thumbs up. Give me your opinions. What do you guys think about this video? What do you guys think about the process of healing? Leave a comment down below. What do you think about healing before moving into a relationship? I want to know, and I want to discuss that with y'all. So comment here please, and hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed yet.